Hi everyone, I am here today to review In the Company of Evil by Michael Thomas Barry. And this is a book that I received from the publisher via NetGalley in return for an honest review, and I gave it 4 stars. And for those who can't tell from the cover, because I feel like the cover makes it quite obvious, but not everyone will make that assumption, this is actually a non-fiction book. So this book covers 30 years of crime from 1950 to 1980 in the California area. And it covers a vast array of serial killers. So there was some in there that even I'd heard of, even though I don't live in America. There was some in there that I wasn't clueless about that people who live in the area will obviously know of. And then there are some really obscure ones that would really just open people's eyes to what is going on in the world. So this book had a little bit of criticism on Goodreads from reviews that I read because people were upset that it doesn't go in depth enough with each one, because obviously so many serial killers are being covered that not everyone can be covered in great depth. It would just be too long a book, and that is not the purpose of this book. And so I think this book personally did a fantastic job at doing what it was meant to do. And the job it was meant to do was simply to provide an overview, if you will, of each serial killer in each case, and then to provide basic details. And if you want to learn more, you can then go and research that killer more yourself. Some people argued that you could just do this with Google, but it's really handy to have all of these killings in the same book. And it really helps serve as an excellent reference book for people who might need them, who might need it for study purposes. So I found this just a wonderful resource. If I was needing to do an essay for school or college or whatever for this topic, then this book is really a great starting place, and I think that was the real strength of this book. But it had so much more value than that. To just sit and read it instead of a fiction book actually worked fantastically. It is very organised. Everything starts off with a brief introduction before going in slightly into a more in-depth story about everything that happened, and there are pictures, and I just thought that this book was fantastic. And in all honesty, I struggle to find fiction books that creep me out. I am obviously desensitized to being creeped out. It's probably as well like my brain knows that it's fiction when I'm reading a fiction book, and I can't be scared by it. But reading a book like this gave me genuine chills. I was creeped out, and that says a lot, because it is obvious that when you are reading something that you know actually genuinely happened to someone, it changes your perspective on it. You're like, wait a minute, this really happened, this could have been me, this could have been anyone. This happened, and there is this evil in the world, and something like this could happen to someone I know. It could happen to me, you just don't know, and that is the scary thing. And that actually makes this book a fantastic read for October. I read this book months and months and months ago, but I'm now wishing I'd read it during the month of October, because I feel like this would be the ultimate Halloween read. It would chill you to the bone, genuinely creep you out. There were a couple of times when I was reading this at night, and I was a bit like, I'm a bit scared now. I'm home alone, it's dark, and I'm a little bit unnerved. And that is really something I struggle to get from fiction books. So I think this book has its place. As I said, it doesn't go into depth, but if you want to know more about some of the cases, and indeed I did and went and looked some of them up and did some more reading around it myself, then that is how you get your extra bit of the story, basically. So yeah, overall, I highly recommend this if you need it for study purposes, or if you just, like me, enjoy being creeped out. This will definitely tick that box for you. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see other book reviews from me and other bookish content, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!